Recap, and you are outside the Fighters Guild. The town is yours.
Right. Is everyone turning their mics on? Cameras.
Well, not now. It saves on internet. You won't die as much. It saves on internet. You won't die as much.
Do you not reckon?
No.
I'll keep camera off then.
Yeah. So yeah, the town is yours to explore. Don't cause too much ruckus.
Welcome back to the stream, guys. Hope everyone's doing alright. Sorry about earlier.
We need to go to the guardhouse before it.
Technical difficulties in sorting out everybody's audio.
You all going to the guardhouse, or?
And getting everybody here on time.
Oh, they've already moved.
We said we were going to start at 8 o'clock.
What's going on now?
We had a message come through earlier.
Town is yours. You want to go to the guardhouse, or if you want to go anywhere else?
Hopefully, everybody's here, and hopefully we can get part 2.
Name of the captain, by the way, is Captain Turek.
Chapter 2, Trial of the Trees.
John, I can't hear you, by the way. When you want to talk, you've got to press the space bar, remember?
And hold it down.
Trial of the Trees, take 2, technical difficulties.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Go.
No, can you?
Right.
Right. I want to go and find out about this Trial of the Trees.
Alright. If you go to the guardhouse, I'm sure Captain Turek can point you in the right direction.
Okay, I'm already at the guardhouse.
Everyone lets you in all fine and dandy. You don't get the funny looks anymore, because the captain's informed everyone that you're helping them. You just go straight into his office, and he just sort of lifts his head up and says, "Ah, you again." So, you hear about the job I'm assuming?
Aye, sir. John, it's coming through for you.
Hold on a minute, what's going on?
Right, one of you talk.
Alright, this is me talking on Push to Talk.
Right, stay on push to talk. Jesus, that was it.
This is me from Push to Talk.
Okay, you're all fine then. Just don't press push to talk at once. Right, yeah, so.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So, you're in front of Captain Turek, and he's asking you if. Well, you just heard what he asked you.
Adithas, being as I was the one who beat up the help in order to secure the help, perhaps you can talk to the captain, because you were the one who initially had the scrap of paper to go and see him. You might be on better speaking terms with me, lest I start another fight.
Aye, my friend. So, as you requested, here is me and my fellowship. What do you recommend that we should do?
The trial, we usually send the younglings out. They usually go beforehand. It's usually like a week's travel to get to where you need to go. So I'd recommend getting, your general supplies, food and all that.
Is that a week's travel on foot or on horseback?
You could possibly hire some horses.
If it gets us there quicker and does the task sooner.
After a certain point, the road just sort of goes away. We haven't mapped it at all, so we haven't made roads or anything. It's just normal trackways.
Iago, I recommend that we go on foot, as it will increase our speed across this terrain.
Very well.
But the younglings have already set off, so they go beforehand to do their preparations.
Well, come then, Adithas, let us catch these younglings and beat them there.
If you want information on the trial itself, you're probably best going to speak to someone in the church. They usually deal with all this stuff.
Before we go, can we please have some supply?
Yes, if you just go to where you need to go and show them this missive, and he gives you a piece of paper with like the general sort of stuff to give you all supplies and stuff.
Thank you, Captain Torik. The supplies will come in very handy.
Yes. Yes, I'd speak to the people in the church if you want to find out more about the trial. You all heading to the church?
I've gone ahead.
Jigger, give me 2 seconds. There's a crying baby.
Alright, okay. Who left?
Is he aware that he doesn't have to leave, he can just mute his
Yeah,
mic?
he's on push to talk, so he doesn't have to leave.
Someone who's sat there, just reconnect him to the chat, please, because it'll take another 10 minutes otherwise. Chapter 2, take 2, maybe take 3, who knows?
Or he just joined back now anyway. The rest of them are there anyway, so. I don't know what they could just go in the attic. I think. Unless it's just full of stuff. Isn't the rugby on now?
Yes. I'm not pausing it for the rugby, we've got the rugby on in the background.
No, I just saw there was 8 o'clock and I thought that's when it started, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Goddamn French.
Where is he gone, man?
Hopefully next week there isn't a crying baby.
I apologise about this, guys. Like, I thought take 2 was going to be the good take for the stream.
I thought so too.
I want to just play this campaign.
I just want to play. Next week they'll have to like go up to the attic or something.
Anyone that's watching the stream, how are you all doing this evening anyway?
Oh, we've got returnee.
It should be alright.
John,
Millie.
you're still holding your thing down.
Huh?
You're holding the space.
Glad
Oh,
I'm
it's easy.
support of one person at least.
Right, you're all back then.
I'm just going to start clicking this dice button in a minute and start chucking some dice at the screen until he comes back.
You're gonna take the pool of good dice throws if you do that.
That's fine.
Yeah. Do it.
It's not fun. Oh.
Do you know what's funny? I had a set of dice
What?
that were accused of being weighted because I always used to win my tabletop games. I got them taken
How
off
can
me.
you?
They weren't weighted, I bought them from a game shop.
Wait there, 2 seconds.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Them.
Alright, the baby's gone.
What did you do to him?
Bloody hell, that was a quick adoption form.
It made
Right.
noise during D&D. It's gone.
I'm never having kids. I'm never having kids. That's gone out the window now. Fuck that. Did you hear that cunt? Like, did you hear that cunt?
You know
Like,
how you just worded that? The baby's gone now, I'm never having kids, that's going out the window. Where's the kid, Bennett?
No babies were harmed in the making of the campaign.
ask no questions, get told no lies.
Roger, let's go then, please.
Concerning.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, everyone's going to the church, right? So yeah.
Alright, I think we're at the church, yeah.
Yeah, you just all sort of walk in, and there's all sorts of priestesses there and stuff, and priests. So talk to anyone you want, really. I mean,
I want to find the top priest. I'm going to walk in.
he's up by the altar.
I'm going to go to the altar.
I agree, I think we should go and see the head priest.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing on my altar?
I've come to ask you some questions, friend. I mean you no harm.
Okay.
Can you tell me what do you know about this trial of trees? We are-
Yes. Yes, I can. You're Captain Turik's hirees, I'm guessing.
We are, yes. We've been sent here to talk to you about the this trial and how we can offer our assistance.
Well, I'm assuming what he meant by finding out about the trials that you will probably have to undertake the trial yourself.
Very well. Point me in the
This
right
is
direction.
unusual since you're not. Well, he just sort of he peeks over Eridan. But you're not all wood elves. But yes, the trials. You've got a series of 3 tasks. We cannot obviously tell you all of the tasks because that is for the younglings to discover themselves. But the one is getting there. 2, you possibly have to do a maze, and the rest is just to follow your instincts.
Very
Yes,
well.
my friend, but if we are required to protect the younglings or to discover who is perpetrating these attacks or these planned attacks against the younglings, it would be wise to tell us a little bit about.
I'm forbidden from telling you. It's in our law.
Does your law say anything about letting younglings die?
No, not specifically, but we try not to get them killed.
That is what's going to happen if you do not tell us what parts of these trials include. We don't need to know the whole details, just the general outline so that we can best protect these younglings.
I can tell you the rough. Yes, I could make a persuasion check.
Who?
If you make a persuade, Adidas. It's a 15. That's not bad. The rough tests. They sort of test your.
Stop rolling.
You can stop rolling now.
I was just pressing the space bar
Yes. The rough sort of things. It tests your survival. It tests your cunning, and possibly just teamwork. Really. So you will probably be presented with a maze, which will then lead you on. One of the clues is that you need to go where the deer roams.
Go with the deer roams.
And then the last task is, well, that is the last task.
The trial by combat.
This usually isn't a bloody ordeal.
Very well.
I appreciate your cooperation, priest.
Very well. I will pray for you.
Adithas, Erdan, Moore, let's go.
Iago, let's not be so hasty. Priest, would you be kind enough to give us a blessing?
A blessing. Do you all worship Mialiki?
Even for those who don't, would you please give us a blessing?
Well, I could give the Wood Elf friend here a blessing on all your behalfs.
And what does one gain?
I would appreciate that.
As a boon for worshipping this Mialiki.
Well, she's the god of the nature and forests. She's who we worship. But she doesn't often give boons. If you knew about history.
Adithas, take your blessing if you wish, but I have no need for one.
Very well, Iago, very well.
Yeah, he sort of he gestures for Eridan to come forward, and he just uses like simple sort of holy water. He sort of say, "May the woods guide you, may Mialiki," all that sort of stuff. And Eridan feels slightly more confident now that he's had a blessing.
Is there any more supplies we can gather from here, such as provisions for our travels?
No, if you just go to there's a general shop. If you just go there, they'll be able to give you what you need. Oh, that.
I was trying to avoid going to the shop. I was trying to get it for free.
You've got the missive that Tura gave you.
All right, that'd be good. Thank you.
Come then, Adithas.
Yeah. I haven't actually marked it on the map, but
I grow impatient sitting in this town idle.
yeah, we'll just sort of say that you all get like a week's worth of rations. What are the supplies we're looking for? Because I know you've already got like arrows and stuff.
Mainly just food and stuff like that, mate.
Oh yeah, you'll get you each get like a pack of you get like 7 rations, really lasts a day each. So
Can we update our inventory then?
Yeah,
so we got the food.
update your inventory. Yeah, you should get like a week's worth of rations.
How much is that?
It's free.
7. I think I fucked that up. We're putting more rations in.
How do I put the rations in?
If you go on to equipment on D&D and Beyond, inventory,
Yeah, I'm on that. Yeah.
manage equipment, and then literally in the filter box just type in rations.
Oh, there it is.
All right, yeah, I've updated it. So I've got 7 days worth of rations in total.
Right. So now you head off into the wide world. Move to the world map for a sec.
We'll be here a while. Place the Lord, I think.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I don't know who you're designating as in control of the
It's me.
character token for your car. Okay, it's probably a wise choice. Yeah, so you know that you need.
I think I should be in charge.
No.
You can all technically move it and edit it.
I'm going to shift Buzz. I reckon I should be in charge. I got better leadership skills.
Oh Jesus Christ! There's already party divisions.
Very well, Aditas. If you wish to be in charge, you take it, but be on time next time.
Ooh. Yargo coming in with the stairs.
Is it Scotland's penalty? Is it?
Yeah.
Is anyone talking?
You couldn't talk in that one, yeah.
I can't hear anything. Is anyone talking?
Yeah, we're talking.
So yeah,
Turn the
you know
volume
that-
up.
Yeah, you know you need to head like directly south. If you look on the map, if you try to just go directly south, so you avoid the mountains. Otherwise, that'll add an extra like few days to your travel. And then every I've done it so every hexagon is a day's travel.
Pretty well.
Hang on there. I've got fast travel through forests, so that's my preferred terrain. So shouldn't me and my party move quicker?
No, it's just you.
I'm pretty sure in the thing it says your party, so you and your party move quicker through your preferred terrain.
That's for combat usually. When you have the terrain, sometimes you can be fighting on difficult terrain, so your movement's halved. But if you are better in these sorts of terrains, then your movement will be faster during combat. However, because the world map has a set like 5 foot or 1 day per whatever, you have to follow those regardless of terrain. Sadly, it's more of the distance rather than your ability to travel the distance.
Ah, man.
I would be impressed, Aditas, how you were planning on picking me up and dragging me faster through the forest. But
Yeah. So every,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
every hexagon, you can stop for like a long rest and stuff because it'll just be a day's travel. Otherwise, you'll get extortion points. Did I say extortion points?
You did.
Someone might try to extort you. Never know. Yeah. So if you sort of order your watches to make a long rest, and then you need to roll a perception check when it comes to your watch.
Aye, fair one. So how far are we going now, Jake? Is it? We're going directly south, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to try and avoid. Hold on, let me move the token back to actually get this properly.
That is a bit further right than Yermont.
yes, Scotland try.
Yeah, so you're roughly there. So you're just heading out into the forests. So
Alright, sweet. So we're gonna. What I'm gonna try and do is go to the west of these mountains, so we can hug the coast, and then just head just below the mountains. So that's 3 days travel. 4 days travel. So we get to just south of that lake. Do you see it? Next to the Tundra,
yeah.
Tundra mountains, just
Do you-
south of the lake. Yeah.
Wait, which lake you on about?
If you hold down your cursor, you can ping it. There
Is
you go.
that one? Yeah, that makes sense. So every thing, yeah, you sort of order your watches and make a perception check for your watch. But yeah, you head out into the wide world, and you obviously you recognize the tin forests, but you recognize all the sort of certain like the smell of like fresh rain and stuff like that. All the greenery, deciduous forest, all that. And as you slowly head south, you start to see, you find the coastline, you see the islands and stuff on the coast. And yeah, you follow the nice nice coastline with still decently forested. And yeah, you make it to the evening without a trouble. I'm pretty sure you've got an extra hexagon. I think that's the one you were on. Yeah, so if you...
So is it? We'll move one square at a time until we set up. So we set up a watch of one square at a time until we get to that lake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a lake where we're supposed to be going?
Yeah. That's where the sort of the foot tracks go.
All right, sweet. So we'll do one square at a time, and then what I think we should do is I'll take the middle watch. So if
I can take first.
if Iago takes first, then Eridan takes second watch. I'll take third watch, and then
Yeah, I think you only need 3 watches to
And
move
then-
along. I think.
all right, yeah, then we'll do that. And I'll take last watch, and then if Iago and Eridan take the first and second watches respectively. So we'll set up camp, and then Iago, if you're willing to take the first watch, be my...
Very well.
Yeah. So as you sort of settle down and you sort of take your time to get your bearings and stuff, you do sort of start to notice that there's a lot more trees the further south you go. It's a lot more dense. It's like there is this like foot tracks and stuff like deer trails and stuff now, but you have gone away from what would be considered a main road, because obviously this is an uncharted land. They have purposely not charted it. So yeah, you get a lot more dense forest. Gets difficult to sort of make your way around. You've got to be pretty good at navigation to get around it. And yeah, you sort of evening falls, and it starts to get darker, and it starts to get a tiny bit spookier. Because so all you can hear is the nature. You hear a couple of insects, grasshoppers and such like that. And yeah, if you want to set up camp and make your perception check.
I've already rolled.
So Iago's already made his perception check, but on that point, Jacob, or Dungeon Master, sorry, is because me and Eridan are elves, we've got dark vision, so that means we can see in the dark, yeah? So we should be able to see it, even though it's dark.
You can see in the dark, but it's black and white.
Alright, so it's black and white, but we can still see in the dark, so it's like just night vision, basically.
Yeah.
And then on another note, because Eridan's a wood elf, does he have any sort of skill at all in this forest, even though it's dense? Or as a ranger, do I have any sort of skill at all in this forest?
I don't think so. You'll have like survival skills.
It's more for your checks. If you want to do anything in particular, you might get given advantage because of the terrain you're in and the forest you're in. But in like a watch, unless you have a proficiency or someone is doing something with you, you'll then get advantage or a higher modifier. But if not, it's more to do with like your character as a person and their backstory. So it might come in handy later in other tasks that require it, but just from the location of where you are, they don't necessarily apply unless the DM just says it does.
So would the backstory help in any like sort of terrain? So say now Iago was a mountain warrior or something. Would his if we were in the mountains, for example, would his skill be like better there just because of his backstory?
Yeah, he'd probably
or does it have to go in?
You'd be able to, like, if you got to the mountains and you didn't know your way around the mountains, you'd probably be able to guide you a lot better than you would yourself.
Yeah, so you might be able to, depending on the mountain that he's actually from, if you're from the specific area, from your backstory, and you'd like find yourselves there as a party, say you have to navigate through and Jacob asks you to do like a nature or survival check to like find food or find your way through, he might give you advantage because your backstory says you're already familiar. So if you're already familiar, you're more likely to pass the roll, essentially.
Alright, yeah, that makes sense.
I think another ability that you have, James, is you have Mask of the Wild, which is helpful in forests, so you can hide a lot easier.
Does that only come in handy though if we're being, so say no, we were being hunted by orcs or something? Would that only come in handy then, or is it? How does that? Come in handy?
It would come in handy if you wanted to hide it during the combat or before the combat, if they found you.
Roll from a check.
Or
Like-
a general from a check.
Say you like are going to an area which might have something like suspicious or something dangerous, and you say like you wanted to approach sneakily because as a ranger you probably would anyway, and it's a sensible option.
Try.
You'd probably be able to get advantage on your check to do so. So every action you want to do that requires some skill, you can do a check for, and sometimes you get advantage because of your backstory, or your race, or your class, or anything like that.
All right. Does that? So I'm asking a lot of questions now, but
That's fine.
do elves have any sort of like skill or anything in the forest? like-
What type of elf are you again? Was it high elf?
I think Jordan might because he's a wood elf.
I'm a high elf, so I don't. Yeah, would I have any sort of skill in the forest? I don't think I would I? It'd just be wood elves, wouldn't it?
Oh no, the high elves lived in the forests. So it says in the culture of society of High Elven, it would usually be that you'd be in like your cities would be found in like Prime and Feywild, or thin isolated mountain vales, Green Island, Stormwrack Coast, and the deepest reaches of ancient forests. So if you're in a particular area called the Fey, or like a Fey Run area, or Feywild, it basically means like pixies, fairies, stuff like that. You might have a little bit of advantage in them because that's where you're from. It depends particularly where your elf is from, in particular in the world. So out of the campaign, you might want to talk to Jacob to find an area that would suit you. But you would have advantage in some forests, but not in the way that like a wood elf would.
All right, yeah, that makes more sense to be fair. Yeah. So can we just set up camp now, and then Yago's taking his first watch, so he's done a perception check. Then it would be down. Does Eridan just roll his perception check now? Then
You can all roll them in advance if you want, or if you just want to wait until your watch.
yeah, we'll all roll them in advance. Then yeah. Is that okay?
Wait until the watch.
Yeah.
It goes more with the flow.
Does
Because he's still got to describe what he's seen before you get to your watch, and if he wakes you up, or if it's
All
like
right.
there.
So for example, Yago rolled his first. Yago rolled his perception check, and it was really high. So I'm assuming he wouldn't have seen anything. But if he did,
You don't know.
would the dungeon master say to him to like, "Oh, you saw, I don't know, shadows floating across the sky," and then he would tell Eridan, or would he say that to
It's
the
up to
whole
his
party?
character.
It would be
up to me what I tell the next watch.
All
So
right.
anything that Jacob now says will be to just his character. Same for your watches. He'd only say it to your character. So this is when like metagaming comes in. So obviously we can all hear what Jacob will describe, but only the character that is involved with the description will know that knowledge. So we will know it, but your characters won't. So you have to like separate your knowledge from your characters. So you're all asleep right now. So if he sees something really spooky or whatever, like, or maybe there's some bandits coming in, or there's like a giant orc, or just a giant or a dragon or something like that. If he sees that, he then has to make the decision on whether to wake up the party or he can investigate alone. And if he decides to investigate alone, obviously the rest of the party will have no say because you are asleep, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Just
I'm
roll
sorry,
with it.
I've never.
It's the
Yeah,
same
no.
session, so we just roll with it and see how it goes. That's
Yeah. What happens now though? Because you've rolled your perception check, and so has Jordan. What happens?
Now
Like,
find out what happens.
well, ignore Jordan.
Oh,
Let
alright.
Jacob take over.
We'll ignore Jordan's one for now, and then we'll just focus on whoever watch it is.
all right, so it's Yago's watch. So we'll just crack on with that.
So
Go
yeah,
to sleep,
you,
two.
well, technically they're in trance, but that's a different thing. Same thing, but different. So yeah, Yago, you got an 18, right? So you settle down and you get your rations ready to nom away. It's a lot darker now. You got your campfire, keeping it sort of nicely lit. And you sort of take a look around and say, "Oh, well, it's quiet. Aside from the bugs, you don't really see anything of interest." And you see a couple of birds sort of flying around, like bats and stuff. But no, you're like, oh, we're in the forest now.
The watch passes without.
Yep, the
without
watch
issue.
passes without issue.
Very well. So, I will shake Eridan for his watch. So,
It is my watch now, is it?
yes, Fred. Nothing of note really happened on my watch. The fire is warm enough to consume your rations by, and light enough to provide a little bit of heat and illumination for you, but nothing happened really.
Okay, go to sleep. Yeah, go. I will start my watch.
Very well, thank you.
I gotta do an accent.
I've rolled my perception check, Jakes. Do I?
Hold on, what was it?
It was 5.
Holy crap! Holy damn! Holy damn!
Oh, we're all gonna do.
You couldn't see the broadside of a barn.
The grass was cool.
Oh, we're gonna die.
So you sort of you've had your sort of trance and stuff, and do you all know how like elves trance works?
Not really.
The way that it works is that sort of they, instead of sleeping, they go into a sort of trance state and they relive memories.
Oh,
So,
I knew that.
So to like keep up, they want to like relearn combat. They go back to the days when they were in the training grounds and stuff to like learn how to like, keep learning how to fight and stuff. It's for their like constant improvement in their skills.
And
Oh, you
imagine
can just
listening,
relive.
just watching Groundhog Day again and again.
You could do that. So yeah, whatever you want to do in your like, what is your trance? Is up to your discretion. Yeah, so if you depends on what you're trying to remember, but you've already done your trance anyway. So but yeah, you got a perception check of 5. You're like, well, y'all go had a pretty easy time of it. So you see this, sort of get the same vibe. But you start to like sort of start thinking, so, is this the right way? Is this? You sort of start questioning yourself. Is it? Yeah, but you don't see anything of note. You hear a couple of like twigs break in the woods, but you just figure it's just animals. And yeah, you don't see anything of note.
We're gonna die.
At least it wasn't a nat 1.
I'm too young to die.
How old is your character? Hold on a minute, out of character that is. Hold on. Oh, don't tell me, otherwise everyone else will know. Yeah.
Don't tell him, even though he told you to tell him.
I'm just looking it up. Don't tell them in character, otherwise they'll all know your age. Alright. So Eridan, your watch passes without incident.
Who takes over watch then? Oh, it's James.
Whoever you try to wake up, to be honest.
So I go over and wake James up and wake.
Adithas.
Yeah, you go over to wake up Adithas and sort of is not happy about being woken up from his trance, but he accepts it anyway. Oh no. Oh no.
You rolled a 1!
Oh, I just realised that Jordan was also a nat 1.
Oh my god, there's 2 nat 1s, one after the other.
I just saw the 5 when I was like, oh damn.
I need my own dice. I need my own
Yes,
dice.
you do.
This dice, right, does
Oh,
not
yeah.
like me.
Yeah, so
Can't
so
reroll.
No, you can't. It's not a rule.
Ah.
I'm not that nice. But no, you get the same sort of vibe as Eridan. Obviously, you've grown up in partial trees, not as much trees as this, and you haven't really been to this far south before. So yeah, it's sort of new terrain for you. sort of in terms of like the region you're in. So yeah, you get this sort of similar vibe. You don't hear any trees, but you do feel a squirrel climb across your head. And like it just goes up into the tree, drops a nut on you.
Bust a nut on you.
Not that
I was
kind of
getting
nut.
nutted on by a squirrel. What is my life? Crash my car on Sunday and now I get nutted on by a squirrel.
That's what you get with a nat one. Yeah, so dawn starts to break, and you get the nice fresh forest again. You extinguish your campfire, and you get preparations for the day ahead.
Sweet. So should I wake the party up or are they already woken up?
You sort of you can wake them up before, but obviously the sun will probably wake them up anyway because it'll break through the forest and you'll get nice little god rays. There's no rain; it's just clear skies from here.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you're heading.
Alright.
Move your token. Oh, if you move your token. Yeah, so you're you carry on following the regular sort of the deer track, as it were. Where the south news. So you see the tall peaks of the mountains. You're in their shadow. You probably want to go over them at some point, but you haven't been told there's anything up there. It's just this is the main pass that people probably use to get through for the trial. Yeah, as I said before, you get the nice god rays. You sort of pass through the day chatting to each other, or whatever, and until you come up where the coast meets the mouth of a river. But you cannot see a proper way to cross as where you are.
Ah, Eridan, what do you make of this area?
Ruins, all I see.
Mo, what do you make of this area? Which one?
If you, yeah, but the river is it's not moving quickly. So you think you could probably ford it. It's somewhere maybe further up, but
How deep is this river?
you
Should
don't
we
know.
travel a bit further up and then send Yago across? I'll do that in character. We should travel a bit further up and send Yago across, as he is the largest among us. Perhaps he could carry more on his shoulders.
If we have a rope as well, we could string it across and make a postman's walk in order to get you two scurry elves across too.
Yago, that's a brilliant idea. I've got 60 foot of rope in my stores in my backpack. If you could wade across and then perhaps tie it around the tree, then the rest of us could perhaps get across.
I can do this, no problem. I take hold of the rope, proffered to me by Adipati. I tie it around my waist first for safety. And I will,
Yeah, so
Adithas, you better hold on to that rope just in case, or tie it off to a tree on this side.
I will proceed to tie it off to this tree in a clove hitch knot.
good choice. Yeah, so Yago,
Genius.
you sort of continue walking. More is more on your shoulders, do you say?
No, I will take this crossing alone.
Oh right, okay. yeah, so you walk further up to sort of maybe look into the water a bit and maybe find a bit of less deeper. So if you roll, what should be sort of investigating really, or perception. I'd say no, it's arbitrary really. You can find it somewhere. You find a sort of patch up ahead with you can clearly see it's less deep. You can sort of see the sandbank.
I will then enter the river here, the gradual entrance. I will swim across and climb out on the other side.
Yeah, so you do notice as you sort of get in that the current is ever so slightly stronger up here. So it's not as low energy, so it's quite a strong current. But if you're a Goliath, so you sort of at the moment you're kind of sort of just above your thighs height into the water, and you're currently still on the sandbank.
I will continue to swim.
Keeping on wading. Yeah, so you get to sort of the middle-ish bit of the river, and you notice that the sandbank is sort of slightly starting to dip a bit. So you're now just about up to just above waist height, and the current is quite strong now, and you sort of feel your feet starting to slip a bit. If you would like to roll me a strength check.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh no! Oh no! You notice as Iago is strongly wading through this river, but then takes a small tumble. You think he's just come off the sandbank and is now starting to float down the river.
Oh wait, hang on. 2 seconds.
Looks like you've got yourself in a bit of trouble there, Iago.
2 seconds. Did you say a strength check or athletics? Because athletics cover situations that you encounter while climbing, jumping, or swimming.
I think he's sort of more trying to push against the force of the water.
Right. Okay. That's just
Would
because
you
I've got a
keep-
bigger bonus in athletics than I do.
Yeah, you're trying to keep your feet in like against the waters, against the strong current. So
Okay.
yeah, you notice that. Lucky you got that rope. Are you all holding on to the rope?
It was tied off to a tree, wasn't it?
Right off to a tree, yeah. So Iago sort of floats down the river and eventually gets his way back to you because obviously you tied it off, so you can just use the rope. And, yeah, he's back to where he started.
Well, let's attempt it again.
Perhaps we should go further up the stream until the current becomes weaker, so we could undo this hitch and then proceed upstream again until the current becomes weaker, and then maybe you could attempt a crossing then. Or maybe we would even find a fallen tree, like a log or a fallen tree, and we could cross this.
Very well. Let's go.
We proceed upstream by 500 yards.
Alright. Yeah, so you start, you know how it starts when the rivers start to go back into the forest rather than like the bay area. And so yeah, you see the trees sort of come back a lot thicker, and you're back into the sort of shadow of the mountain. And up ahead, you notice the sandbank that Iago took a tumble down. Sort of giggle to yourself. And you make your way further up, where you do, if you who would see it? What is all of your passive perceptions?
Passive perception.
Yes.
I've got +4 perception. Is that what you mean?
No, it'll be
Second box
next-
down.
Is it on the sensors?
Oh wait, no, yes, I've got.
Mine's 11.
Is it 14. So passive. Yeah, passive perception 14.
Alright. Yeah, so you'd see it.
Minus 14.
Yeah, you and Adithas would see it. Up ahead, you do actually see a fallen tree.
Perhaps we should send the wood elf across first, as he might be more agile. Iago, do you see that tree up ahead? Sunken in the river.
Yes.
What was that?
Iago, do you see that tree up ahead? That tree fallen in the river. Me and Eridan have already spotted it, so if you could perhaps... if you could tell me if you could see that tree, it would help us greatly.
I can see the tree, yes.
Okay, then we will make for that tree. We will tie a clove hitch around again, and then we will send Eridan across, as his agility might come in handy.
Very well. Let's go then.
Breaking character, Jordan's gonna Legolas the fuck out of this.
If you don't, you know what happens. We can see how this is going.
Oh, it's going to be a low roll.
More proficient in? Are you more proficient in acrobatics or athletics? Yeah, so if
Acrobatics 5.
is it +5 rather than a thing to?
Athletics is 4.
Oh yeah. So make a acrobatics check then. You're saying about Legolas?
Oh, damn!
It's not 20. No, it's not. Is it? I think it's the first
Yeah,
nat
it
20.
is. Yeah, he just rolled a 20.
Why is he rolling again? He's got a 19. Jesus Christ. I
That
don't
was a
know why
roll
he
back
stopped-
then, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. Do you know when you say about Legolasing the living crap out of this? Eridan sort of takes the rope and sort of just full on. Do you know like Legolas shield slide? He full on does that across the tree.
Yes.
And he just makes it over no problem. He just say, yep, up and over.
Eridan, tie a clove hitch on that side and we will wade our way across. After he's tied the clove hitch, I'm going to undo the clove hitch on this side. And then I'll send Mo and Iago through in that order, and then I'll go last.
Right, okay. So yeah, you won't all have to make acrobatics checks because you'll have the rope, so that'll just get you across anyway. Yeah, so you, but Adithas won't actually have the rope to help him. So if you make
I will have the rope because I'll have the end of the rope, so they could pull me in on the other side with the rope.
end of the rope to pull you in if you fall in, but you won't have the rope to sort of help you keep standing on the tree.
All right, yeah. So can I make an athletics check then? Because I think that's my highest one.
Your highest in, yeah.
All right, sweet. I'll do the athletics check now.
Scotland's going to have a yellow card here.
I need my own dice.
Yeah, so you see, as I think there might be dice in the house. Actually, there might be my dice in the house.
Stop rolling it twice.
Yeah. So you turn around as you see Adithas fall directly onto the tree, and he's sort of hugging it. He's like struggling to keep onto the tree.
What a graceful sight. Eridan, would you please put me in?
I go and pull him in. Do
Oh,
I
yeah, if you-
roll
yeah,
some?
if you all pull him in, you'll just get easy enough. Especially you considering you got a Goliath. Yeah, so you just yank him over. He doesn't even get a chance to respond.
You know, like Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. Get over
Oh,
here!
great.
Yes, you make it over the river, all fine and dandy, and I think that would put you actually in the square down to the right.
This one.
Hexagon, rather. That one.
And if that's
Yes,
we make camp here for a short rest. Recoup some energy from the river crossings, and then we move on. What say you?
I agree, my friend. I reckon we should do that. So, Mo, if you take the first watch, and then Eridan, and then myself. Iago, since you seem to have taken a bit of a tumble, maybe you should take the longest rest and maybe sit out this one as we work in teams here.
So what is it you're doing? Is it a short rest or a long rest?
A short rest.
Short rest. Okay, so I don't think you really need to watch for short rest. This is only if you're doing just essentially just sitting down for a couple of hours.
So it's only long rest you need a watch for, is it?
You don't actually sleep. You don't really sleep during a short rest. You just sort of chill.
All right.
Oh, yeah. So you're sort of it didn't take you too long to cross the river, but it's starting to get it's starting to get to sort of evening dusk-ish time. So you may camp for a bit. Are you going to travel through the night?
I think we could guide the team through the night, as we both have dark vision. So I reckon we should go through the night, and then we'd get to the south of the lake quicker, and then we could take a rest there.
Oh yeah, it will be more difficult for you to travel in the night, even if you do have dark vision, because it would be a lot easier to travel in the day. So you will have to probably roll checks for it.
Fuck it, let's roll the checks. What you wanna do? Yeah, it's just a dark vision. It's got to come in handy somehow, like. So yeah, we'll travel through the night, and then what checks do you want us to roll, Jake?
Survival, I think.
Oh, it's happening, geezers. How are you doing?
We are traversing through the night.
Mind on you speaking to me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Where the
I'm on
fuck did that come from?
I'm on Yayan's little fucking life. It's happening, sons.
Where the fuck? What?
Mate, you got a mank on here now, yeah? So what's happening?
Hello.
Hello?
What's going on?
Just how you doing? Fucking hell, got a bird here. Sound.
Where the fuck? Where's Yayan gone?
Bit confused. Who are
Yayan
you?
stood right next to me. Well, he's actually sat right next to me.
What the fuck?
Right.
Mate, you're not used to this shit, are you? Yeah. What we doing? What we doing?
Who
Who we killing? What we doing? Come on.
No one yet.
No one yet.
Give him a
What
bit
we
though.
doing? Oh, get me on this shit, Yayan. Right, let's go for a fucking cord. We're going for cord, yeah? Top left, Yayan. Come on, fuck me. Switch on, Yayan. Fuck me, we're going for cord, man. Mate, Yayan's looking at me like, shut the fuck up, Momo. Well, I can't see any of your faces.
What the fuck's going on?
I don't even know what's happening.
Get your cameras on.
I don't know what's going on. Should we take 5? Let's take 5 so I can have my nachos then.
Get your cameras on.
Oh, yeah, go for it, I guess, if Jacob's right with that.
Yeah, why not?
Go on. Oh, get the cameras up. They're putting the cameras up, yeah? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, get your fucking cameras on. Stop being faggots, yeah? Oh, what are we doing tonight? Yeah, now what are we doing? Where are we taking over?
I still don't know Why? What?
Has the
What did...
person kindly fucked
Babe,
off,
you
or is he still
sound
there?
fucking raw right now.
Document or nowhere, isn't it?
I don't even know what happened. I was like, that's not his voice. It's got
Voice.
an
I
accent or
thought
something.
I started to think if it was still Yeander, if he was just talking in different voice.
Nah, it's not
Same, I
Yayan.
thought he changed his
No,
accent. I was like, why did he change it?
Oh,
Oh, that took a full like 30 seconds to figure out what's
it's
going on.
fucking good shit, that shit. You all drinking weed?
Yeah.
I mean, mead. Fucking hell.
This guy's mad, isn't he?
Drinking.
Pumping cans now, didn't you know?
Why is none of you on the camera? I can't
You
see
fool.
none of you.
Did you not realise? How drunk or high is he?
I'm
Or
drunk,
both?
Yeah. I don't get high, I'm in the Navy. Mate, it's nice shit, that, you know. I could actually drink that.
Did you hear your mum in the background saying why you were laughing? Oh gosh.
Where's your BSQ book?
Mm.
Come give us your BSQ book, I'll sign something off right now. Mate, if your fucking BSQ book is right here, I will sign something off. Mate, you fucked up. Mate, whoever's listening to me, tell him he's fucked up, yeah? Because I can sign everything off on him. So, right, we're going watching rugby like real men. Enjoy! See you later.
My jacket. I'm really sorry.
What was that?
That
What
was
even happened?
2 lads and some lass that I've never even seen before. That have taken
What?
a
Then
break
why are
at
you in your
half time.
house?
No, they've just come into my cabin because I'm at work,
Oh.
and they're absolutely steaming because they've been drinking since midday or something.
I gathered that from the fact that you're drinking weed.
Yeah, I couldn't find the mute button because it was on the back of my headset, so I had to tab out and go on Discord to mute it that way.
That was hilarious. I thought you changed your accent, and I was like, why have
I
you
was mad
changed it?
confused too. I was like, this isn't Iago. What the?
I was like, there was nothing wrong with the previous accent. Why has he decided to change it halfway
I'll be back in literally 5 seconds.
No worries. He's gone Mancunian for a second.
Fixing what we should have done earlier.
Did you lock the door?
Yep.
Oh, that's actually hilarious. So you have no idea who they were?
No, they're people off my boat. my department that I work with, they're just... Yeah, Sam.
As you do.
Oh well.
That was the strongest Manchester accent I think I've heard.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Apologies for that, where were we?
No, it's funny.
It took 5 minutes to like go toilet and stuff. So.
Yeah, they're going to get food and they wanted nachos.
No, Dane wanted nachos.
Oh, fair.
Tubby wubby, innit? So.
Oh dear. That was
So,
hilarious.
Wait, did James miss that?
No, he was there, but then after you like muted for a lot longer, he went, "Oh, should we just take 5 so that he can eat his nachos?" We were like, "Yeah, sure." You didn't actually miss anything.
It's just the fact that was all on stream as well. I'm gonna go back and watch that bit later.
Clip it. Clip it.
Do I have to boot it now to clip it?
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't want to get on streaming it. I felt stupid. Like.
James, Jacob, who you found your dice?
My dad.
James, Jacob. Yeah. James found them in your room.
Yeah, I think they're just doing that thing anyway, so feel free.
Right.
First roll
Anyone
20.
know how to actually clip something?
Um,
I'm not doing it yet.
You could have like a. Do you have a screen capture software or anything?
Yeah, and who the fuck was that?
That was Dingo and Momo, mate, from the boat.
Oh, the fuck are they watching you in your room, are they?
So they were watching the stream, and then they came up to my cabin and invaded it because it's half time, isn't it?
You fucking nonce. Why are you streaming?
You cut out there. What? We'll never know.
He's eating.
Oh. Did he stop his sentence to eat?
He's eating his nachos.
Fair.
Some tabletop.
John, you're pressing the spit button.
He's not allowed to talk anymore.
He's been relegated.
Yeah, but do you have a screen capture software, or does your Twitch automatically save the clips? Yeah, but do you have a screen capture software, or does your Twitch automatically save the clips? Yeah, but do you have a screen capture software? Using OBS, yeah. Does your Twitch automatically?
Right.
You found your dice.
My dad.
James. Jacob. Yeah. You found your dice.
Oh, I can't go back far enough on the thing to clip it.
No, but when
Oh, once the stream's finished, I'll do it. Yeah.
yeah.
What? 1 hour, give or take.
Yeah, just keep a note of the timestamp, and you should be alright. That was actually hilarious. Can you send the clip here as well when you have it?
We were all like confused as to who
He's commenting on the Facebook stream at the minute. He just says, "I'm here. It's already clipped. His boss. I'm a nonce. See you on Monday." Great.
Wait, are you Facebook streaming or Twitch streaming?
Both.
Oh dear. I want to see the chat. Let me get the Twitch.
Don't worry, Momo. I don't think anybody was calling you a nonce. Or if it
I
was,
will say though, the page that you've left it on, you have the link live so that people can join the campaign. You might want to hide that.
done. Not that it really makes any difference because they can join the campaign, but if they've not made a character or anything, it won't. They'll just sit there.
No, but if someone had that on D&D Beyond, they would automatically be able to join like the campaign that Jacob set up.
Then they would get banned.
Immediately.
There's no point even trying.
Right, everyone back?
I don't know.
No, James isn't back yet.
He's still eating.
Yeah.
Right. He's just never back, is he?
He's making his cheese.
How many matches?
Don't tell me he's making the cheese from scratch.
Yep.
There's someone killing a baby in the background.
Someone smacking him or something.
Yeah. Mason's crying.
I said yes, they're killing him. Someone killing him in the background. Yes.
Yeah, there's a little Mason crying.
Alright. Got me nacho.
We good?
Aye.
Right, let's go.
Wait, my roll 20's gone, I think. Alright, 2 seconds, man.
Yeah, they're going to Tesco's now.
I hope you're not going to Tesco's.
No, Mason and Jess and Mommy.
Right, okay.
What a bloody nightmare.
Well, you know, comedy streams. Let's go. Aditas has his nachos. Let's progress. Is everyone here?
Yeah, we're all here.
All ready to go?
Let's go.
Alright. Right, so you take your short rest and have decided to go through the night, presumably to get there in time. And yeah, there's a lot of there's a very different atmosphere as soon as you've passed those mountains and the river. It starts to get a lot more sort of humid, and the canopy starts to cover over, and you start to enter the Tandalin jungle. So it's a lot more difficult terrain. It's a lot more moist. It's a lot more. It's like slipperier, moist. Best word invented. Yes, the you can't really see the greenery anymore because it's dark. Obviously, you can still see the trail, but it's a bit more difficult to navigate. So if you make who's guiding, essentially, what's the marching order?
Should be either me or Aditas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'd be me as point man, and then you've got then you've got Mo behind me, and then Iago behind him, and then Eridan behind him. So we're just going across now to the southern end of the lake, yeah?
Yeah, that's where you will be heading to, but you gotta make your checks to make sure you don't go the wrong way, essentially.
Alright, yeah.
What is your dark vision limit? Is it 60 feet?
Yeah, elves is 60 feet.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see within 60 feet. Which isn't too much, but
I didn't mean to do that.
yeah. So if I will say that even with the dark vision, you are still trying to navigate in the night, and it only does extend 60 feet, which isn't too bad, but it's not great. But if you and Eridan are both helping each other through the forest, you will make it as a standard roll instead of a disadvantage.
Right. Ask Jacob will know.
What does that mean, Jix?
Oh yeah, so if you're just doing it individually, it's a lot more difficult to navigate in the night, obviously, so you will probably do your survival check / perception check at disadvantage. But if you help each other out, it'll count as a normal roll. One of you will make a normal roll instead of a disadvantage roll for either of you.
You do, Rob.
What do I roll then?
So if you roll the survival check to keep on the path.
Is that a D20?
Yes.
I'm proficient.
John, just use a normal dice. Yeah. Fuck it, Jacob's got dice plus, so let's examine.
You might want to use the person with the highest modifier to have more chance of a success, especially with disadvantage. But obviously you don't have to.
I think I have the best.
Whoa! This is hard to do while eating. So if Yago's got the highest, was it perception check you said you wanted, yeah? Would that mean, can Yago do the roll then? Or has it got to be me or Jordan?
You can decide, but it's whoever's sort of guiding.
Well, it'll be me and Jordan, it'll be one of us two. So yeah, Jordan, I've got a +4 survival, what have you got?
Survival +4 from you.
Yeah, right. You roll in, you got better rolling than me. Oh, I could do with some jalapenos actually. Yeah, that's a D20. So it's got 20 sides to it.
Yeah.
Fuck off, is that a 4?
4.
Uh-oh. 4 plus 4, is it? So it's an 8.
Yeah.
8.
I should have fucking rolled. I knew I should have rolled.
Yeah, you as you sort of carry on walking through the now jungle, you try to keep to the trail as much as you can, but obviously your short rest fatigue and stuff is starting to get to you a bit. So you start to wander off the trail without even realizing you've done it, because you just assumed that the trail was ending. So you've just
I'm gonna die.
You've now sort of wandered off, I suppose, away from the trail. And I think you will have headed just slightly south of where you are now.
All I've got now is Bilbo Baggins in my head going, "We're going on adventure!" Do you know what I mean? Because we're not on the trail anymore. Just running through the fucking jungle with that piece of that contract. We're going on an adventure. All right. So what can we do now?
Oh yeah, so you've ended up in the hexagon just south of where you are now. And what time would I say it was? You've been travelling for quite a while, so I'd say it's starting to get to about 5 in the morning.
Isn't that? Hang on. Where are we? Can you click on the map to where you want us to go? Because I thought we were just going to beneath the lake. So we need to go to the hexagon over, yeah. So it's
Yeah, you wanted to go to the hexagon that you're on now, but obviously you did the survival check and failed it, so you sort of went off the path.
So is this? I can't click on the fucking thing. Joe, you got you got the head of the river there, the estuary.
Yeah.
Just below the left corner. Is that where we're meant to be going?
I know you wanted to aim for the lake, am I right? Just by the mountains.
Yes, we were there, so we need to be going.
So you need to be going there, but you ended up in the one I just put you in.
Alright, I know.
Alright, it's just it's not letting me click the thing, but I know. Yeah, I kind of know where we're going. Yeah, so we're meant to be going there, but we're not. We're there.
No. We're going the other direction.
No, because we're going to the bottom of the lake, babe. All right, Jake. What are we going to do now? Can we take a short rest?
You want to take a short rest or a long rest? You are starting to get quite tired. I recommend short. No, it's not long. I mean.
we could take a short rest now, travel through the day because it's light and we should have better travel, and then take a long rest.
I think if you take a short rest again, you will be going quite a while without sleep, so you might get an exhaustion point.
Do you guys know the difference between a short and a long rest?
No idea.
I think we went over it in
Okay.
the... It's, Helena knows a lot better than me.
Oh, okay. So a short rest is up to like 10 minutes to an hour. You don't sleep, so you don't actually rest to reset everything. But it's usually done like if people have abilities that can refresh in a shorter period rather than a longer one. So it's usually good if people need to get some health back or refresh their spell slots or things like that. But it's like a breather if you've been walking for too long. A long rest is and has to be 8 hours minimum, and it's like an overnight sleep. So you require it and you have to do that, otherwise you get an exhaustion point. So say that your characters needed to keep traveling for like 3 days and you decided that you didn't want to sleep for those 3 days. So every night you didn't sleep fully, you'd gain an exhaustion point. And exhaustion points have different disadvantages at different levels. So if you don't sleep for 1 night without a long rest, you get 1 exhaustion point, which means you automatically get disadvantage on all of your ability checks. The second level, I believe, is also with like saving throws and things, and the third level is with like everything. And if you keep going for up to 5, on the 5th you die, because you're just exhausted without sleep. So the long rest is required to keep you guys at a normal pace, an average pace, like the same way that you need to sleep a full night's sleep normally. Short rest is usually for spellcasters or people who require it to gain back some health. Say like you guys caught like a bad combat and afterwards, because it wasn't night or you felt like you weren't safe enough to sleep for 8 hours, you could take a short rest, which would be 10 minutes to an hour, where you guys can like roll hit die to regain your health again.
Right, so if we had a short rest now, though, but have a long rest later, would we recover our exhaustion points?
Not until you've completed that long rest. So right now you've gone through the night where you would have usually had a long rest, which is fine if you're in a hurry or whatever, but it does mean from the point of dawn, which is about now, I suppose? Yeah, about now, you will have exhaustion at 1 point for all of your characters, which means any ability check that Jacob asks you to do, granted that's not saving throws or anything like that, you will get disadvantage automatically.
Alright, okay.
Wait, so it's 5 in the morning now, yeah? It's coming up to dawn. So we could rest for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Which takes to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah? That's usually the time I wake up anyway, so may as well just do a long rest now.
I'm just gonna pick somebody up in Helensburgh at 9:30, guys. So, yeah, I don't know whether we want to take it.
We can take a break at 9:30.
About 20 past, 25 past.
Do you want to take a break now then? We watch the end of the game
Yeah, right.
and then come back.
Yeah.
Jake, you happy with that?
How long are you going
Games
for?
for half an hour.
Oh, we'll be back by 10.
I'll be back by the time the whistle goes.
As long as you're
same
zero
as.
session, you'll be alright.
I'm gonna lock my door.
So, what's
What's happened now
before we end?
What's happened now before we end the session is that we've all gone into a long rest. We set up the watches originally set, so Mo takes the first watch, Eridan takes the second, I take the third, and Yago gets a full night's sleep for 8 hours. So actually, we only need 2. So me and you just take the watches in, because we can. Our rest we only need 4 hours a day, because we trance. So if I take the first one, and then you take the second one, that takes it to 8 hours. That's 2 o'clock there. So then these guys can have a full 8 hours.
Throughout a long rest. So what you can do is for one of those sections that can be the time that you guys trance. So say you tranced first, and Jordan's character stayed awake. You could then take the next 2 watches, no problem.
Yeah. All right. Can we do that then? So we'll do that. So I take Jordan takes the first watch in, and say, well, I trance, and then I'll take the other 2 watches, because that's only 4 hours. So we do a 4-hour watch. That's fine. We do that all the time.
Yeah.
And then yeah. So that's basically what's happening. And then we'll be back in when Yeyan's back. Is that right?
What time is everyone good with staying up?
I can stay
Ah,
with I'm not at work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah, Jordan's not working tomorrow. Me and Rian are working tomorrow, so yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. Sorted.
Alright.
Alright, be back in a bit then, guys.
Alright, see you in a bit, mate. Ta-ra. Alright, logging off for 10. See you in a bit.
Alright.
Okay, next.
That's only you
You
can't
might need to relog.
said. Smells like
You on the roof there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're back, guys. Hope you didn't miss me too much.
I'm on Sky as well, I think.
Right. Back into the D&D. Let's go. Right.
Right.
Well, I'm on Sky as well. So I think.
Can you
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, James.
I can hear it.
She might need to disconnect and reconnect. It might have timed out her connection.
Did you hear that?
You restarted.
I what? I what?
I'm going to get the rum out, James.
Nice.
Nice.
You know why, don't you?
Ryan, if you
Yeah, we won.
if you if you just disconnect from it and then reconnect,
How do I do that?
just cancel it and then go back into it.
Okay. And then what do I do?
Start Discord again.
You're the worst, man.
You're a nurse, man.
You're meant to do that one, not me.
I keep telling everyone I'm thick as fuck, Claire. Why does nobody believe me?
Oh, we do believe you.
No.
Mason New Jersey.
No.
Can is this alright for you guys now?
And can everyone talk and stuff?
Can you hear me? Is there like any background noise or anything?
There's a bit,
No.
but it's manageable.
Hello?
I'm trying to
What?
that's my mother being really loud again.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Right, okay.
How do I reduce the echo? Is it just by putting the input volume really low, and then
No.
I think it's
Input
out?
volume will be your volume, so how loud we can hear you. You can't really reduce
If you
the
go on voice and video. It's
Yeah.
your bum.
Echo cancellation. That's all on. So echo cancellation, noise reduction, and automatic gain control is on. I put my input volume now to 100%. Shall I put my output volume? Well, lower is it? Or is it
Wait,
input
what is it?
sensitivity?
Input sensitivity.
Reduce.
Where have you got that?
So on voice activity, you've got input.
That'll be how your mic receives you. The input sensitivity isn't really the problem. What is it you're trying to do? You're trying to reduce the what? The background noise?
Yeah.
You won't be able to do that unless it's like that's part of your headset. You can't change your mic settings to reduce background noise.
Right.
Well, not well enough anyway, but
No, we can make it.
We
Right.
can't really
Come on, I want to find Helena's character already.
alas, it might be another session until I'm introduced.
It won't be, goddammit.
I told you. I did say.
Alright, let's go.
You invent. Everyone's in, right?
Can you hear me now?
Before we start,
Yeah.
I swear to Christ, it is one.
If he goes to make another bowl of nacho cheese.
No, he's not.
Oh, it's
Being left in the woods.
not that. Helena,
Yes.
do you have any like reading recommendation, or like
For
what we should have here? Do you reckon like the player's handbook or something?
oh, you mean to learn the law?
Yeah, like if we're playing the game, do you reckon the like player's handbook or something?
Player's handbook's always good, but like when during the game, you can always just Google things. Like the D&D wiki or D&D Beyond or Roll20 wiki has a lot of stuff, but like the player's handbook has all the stuff specifically for the players. The actual lore I've just learnt through watching a load of like YouTube videos and stuff.
I've learned quite a bit of that as well.
Yeah, so I've seen
but
all of
any
Mr.
of
Rex's videos and the
Nice.
crap guide of D&D.
Mhm.
Well, like, I thought, like, because we're pretty clueless here, and we're asking questions. Is there like anything we could do to stop that?
That's how you learn, really. Like that, you can read up on all the lore and figure out and everything like that. But like, D&D is a game that you learn by doing rather than you learn by reading. Most of the stuff that I learn is from other people who have taught me when I was beginning to do it, and they've been doing it for however many decades. So it's just like you can read a certain amount and learn a certain amount, but when you're actually playing a game, it's completely different to what you read. The player's handbook is good though for like referencing things about your class and race, because it has all the standard ones in there, and since you guys aren't playing any homebrew stuff, probably good, but the books are expensive. Just a heads up.
I mean, they're alright, like.
They're like 30 quid per book.
Shit.
But
Jan's minted.
It's
my birthday next month. So.
Oscar and Foxtrot in the order, James.
I don't know. No, I might get it for my next pay. But again, I'm not sure.
Yeah, a lot of
So
the
I've got
that will be online anyway.
What's
like the essential kit for D&D?
If you're just wanting to be a player, just the player's handbook and having a notebook to take notes is usually a good thing. Like not for the lore, just like the notebook to put down like things the DM says that you think's important or that you should reference back to later. If you're thinking of seriously getting into it and wanting to learn everything there is to learn about it, there's the standard 5 ebooks, which is the Dungeon Master's Manual, the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and there's a couple of other ones called Tasha's Guide to Everything and Unearthed Arcana. And that's essentially like, I suppose you can compare it to like a DLC. So it still has all the standard rules and stuff, but it's extras that you wouldn't find in those core books because they've been added on after those core books came out.
Alright, so this is a set I was looking at on Amazon. It's Dungeons and Dragons core rulebook gift set.
One of you's not on push.
So it's got the Player's Handbook,
There's a bit of
Dungeon Master's Guide, a Monster Manual.
Yeah, those are the 3 core books that I have, and I haven't needed to get anything else.
Well, like when I start learning new things, I become like really obsessed.
Whoa, who's not on push to talk? See the
Jordan. Oh yeah, Jordan's picking up my mic now.
That's when you change that way.
Press me for a second.
Is that better now?
Let me show you the. Yeah, there's no echo.
So yeah, those are the ones I was thinking of getting, and then there's obviously the what is it, like the Monster Manual or something. I was thinking of getting it because I do this, like this is why Jan thinks I'm autistic, is because I like become really obsessed with stuff, and I will learn every single thing about it. It's probably why I did so well in medicine, is that like if I'm like obsessed with something, I literally have to know everything about it. So it's just like wondering what ones like were good ones to get, basically.
The one thing I will say is that because you're in a campaign right now and you're quite so this is like the metagaming thing. So you can read the Monsters Manual, which has like the core monsters and creatures you're most likely to come up against, and they go from like a CR, which is a challenge rating of an 8 to 30. But if you read them and memorize them, that means when you come up against them in the actual campaign, you'll know like what they're resistant to, what they're vulnerable to, what will work, what will not. When you're actually doing that, you'll have to completely distance yourself from that. So like your character won't know that. So you have to attack presuming how you would normally attack. So if you can't do that, I wouldn't recommend like reading the Monster Manual until you run your own campaign yourself. But if you can do that, then by all means get the core books. Like the main core stuff with all the lore is the 3 like Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, DM's Manual, Unearthed Arcana, and Tasha's Cauldron, which has just come out, which is like a new set of stuff. The rest of them are usually just short stories and things that you can run yourself. So there's one recently featured called The Candlekeep Mysteries, and Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, that's coming out soon. There's also another one which is more based off of Critical Role and stuff like that.
Oh, the critical
But
role
if
one's class.
aren't, it is really good.
Yeah. So I'll probably end up doing that, to be fair. Like, just buying...
Here, this is what you need. This is
Yeah,
all of the
buying,
books and all the stuff that's like official. This is the official stuff.
Alright.
Official stuff. Oh, Volo's Guide to
Oh,
Monsters.
that's from D&D Beyond.
Yeah, Xanthar's Guide to Everything, Volo's Guide to Monsters, Turtle Package, Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, things like that. Like, some of them are stories, some of them are more like DLC type add-on lore things. But the ones that you can't go wrong with are the Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, and Monster Manual. Those are like the 3 main standard 5e stuff.
Yeah. What's Modern Kinds Tome of Foes? Is that just like a self-guided thing? Is it? Is that like a pre-written guide? Is it like a pre-written adventure sort of thing?
Wait, is that Mordecai's Fiendish Folio Volume 1, or is this like the tome?
Mordecai's Tome of Foes. If you scroll down just beneath the monster manual, it's there. Is that a lore book? Is it?
Yeah. So like the main, when D&D was first made, that was the standard of 1e, and it was set in the world called Greyhawk. That's where the majority of the stuff comes from. So you'll see that name referenced up quite a lot in all the rules and stuff. And that's just the main continent, much like Jacob's one, but that's like the core one that most of the stuff happened on. So the Tome of Foes has got like another race, according to this, 11 sub-races, 120 new monsters, new magic items. Yeah, so it's just like an add-on. So it'll say underneath, if you click on it, it says complete the core D&D collection. And that says the Volo's Guide, the Xanthar's Guide to Everything, Monster Manual, Player's Handbook, Tasha's Cauldron, and this one. So these are like the standard and the add-on DLCs that you can use. But most of them are only important if your DM will count standard, which I presume you do, and you've allowed homebrew, because my race is originally a homebrew one. It's only just recently come into the standard rules. So like most of it won't be important to you unless you want to run your own campaign. Or change character.
Alright,
But if you want to learn everything you can, that's good.
I think I'll get them 3 books in. And was it you said Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft? Was that the one you said to get?
Those are short stories. There's Unearthed Arcana is a good one. Or Tasha's Cauldron is the most recent one.
Tasha's Cauldron, sorry, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
That's the most recent one that's come out.
Yeah.
But Unearthed Arcana and Tasha's Cauldron are used a lot. And Volo's Guide, but that's just what wants it is.
We'll do that then, because James is obsessive as fuck.
I understand, I do that too.
Join the autistic club.
I do all my online research because I can't afford to have the in-hand stuff yet. So until
you know what, right? Go and be a medic in the Navy, right? We don't do any. Well, I shouldn't say that on public, but it's cushy.
Fair. I mean, I could just ditch my current plan and just do that instead.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Sorted. Then
You get to live in Scotland. Scotland's pretty cool.
I mean, the degree I want to do will be in Scotland anyway, so I might as well.
Whereabouts?
Well, I want to do a course in Dundee because it's the only place that does it. But it looks like I'm not going to be doing that till next year because coronavirus and unemployment. Fun.
Fair enough. Alright, can we actually do this thing now, please?
Yeah, because that's not fun and fantasy. Let's go back.
Yeah, that's not. So, where were you doing the watches when you?
Yeah.
Right, who's doing the first watch?
Eridon.
I was.
Eridon's doing the first watch, so I can take my
Trans.
So I can take my trance, yeah, and then I'll do the other 2 because I can do the other 2 then, can I? Because I'll be fully rested for the whole day. Because that is the joys of being an elf.
Yep, only having to trans for 4 hours a day. It's great. So yeah, Jordan, if you do your perception check.
My map is not loaded at all. What did you just roll? You rolled 20. Oh, yes.
What was it?
I turn on my back on now.
Jake, if you look on D&D Beyond, he's just rolled a 16 plus 4, so it's 20 in total.
Yeah, that's called a soft 20. When you get the add-on, adds up to 20.
Alright, so he's rolled a soft 20.
Right, okay. So, you go through your watch, and you just take the time to consider your future plans. And since you're a wood elf, this is a big thing for you because it's literally linked to your race. You didn't take up the trial because you were not from this particular region, but you do feel a strong connection to it anyway. So when you're taking your watch, you start to sort of meditate rather than commit to your trance. You sort of meditate, and you take the time, and you feel a strong sense of calm. Strangely enough, and before you hear behind you some twigs ruffle around and snap.
I look behind me and see what it is.
You see what you think is a deer,
Nice.
and it looks at you and starts walking in the opposite direction.
Joe, it's your call, not mine.
I decide to follow it.
Following it. Okay. So it sort of keeps a even pace. It starts guiding you through the forest, or like away from the trail, but it brings you back to a trail eventually. And the jungle starts to get even more dense as you head further into it. And you notice that it's just endless jungle, and you get all just green everywhere. Canopy's fully covered now. You start to really get a sense of humidity in the jungle. But you come into a clearing, and up ahead, around about like 300 feet, it's noticeable enough. You see a set of runes.
Ooh.
I investigate the runes.
You can investigate and not tell.
Sorry.
Bob.
Sorry, wait.
Is that ruins?
Was that ruins or
runes?
runes?
Ruins.
Oh, I investigate the ruins.
You going without your party?
Oh.
You could always wait until the rest is finished and then go and tell them about it.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best. I make a note of where the ruins is and head back to camp.
Okay.
I'm not lost right now, am I?
Yeah. You easily find your way back because you were going in pretty much like sort of easy way to your geolocation. Yes, you head back and you get to camp all fine. You notice that.
And I wake James up from his trance. That's from his trance.
Okay. Yeah.
Who is this James you speak of?
You're a faint voice in your head, like, who's James?
Who is this guy? Deadpool breaking the fourth wall.
If we say who is it, do you think Digby will appear?
Just me. So I'm going to take my watch over from Eridan.
Yeah, so if you roll your perception check.
Uh, 12, so 12 plus 4. So that is 16.
16. Yeah, yours goes again relatively mostly uneventful. You don't catch quite as much as Eridan. I don't think he's told you about it yet, so you wouldn't know about the incident. And yours goes smoothly for once, which is
Perfect.
smoothly.
But I definitely feel keen on checking these ruins out.
You don't know about them yet.
No, but I kind of want to in real life. I love abandoned ruins.
They're all abandoned.
So, I'm gonna finish my watch, and then I'll wake the party up. So it'll be woken up at 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, that was right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna do this in character.
Good morning to you all.
Our watch seems to have ended. We should really move on. Is there anything that happened in your watch, Eridan?
Yes, I found a set of ruins. Yeah, but was it north?
It would have been
Oh, the character.
East.
East. I found a set. I found the ruins east. Would we like to check it out?
Yes. I am very keen to explore these ruins. I have a keen passion for history.
What of the rest of you?
I'm keen to check them out too.
Okay, so I guess we're proceeding onto the ruins. So, Eridan, you...
Yago, what do you make of
make
it?
of this?
Well, I believe if the ruins are there and we wish to proceed on to them, perhaps it could be relevant to the trial of trees, and therefore we should go.
It's agreed that we shall proceed to these ruins.
Eridan,
Eridan, if you would kindly lead the way.
Certainly. So I lead the party to the ruins.
Okay, I think, by the way, your push dog isn't working. By the way, I can hear an echo.
Yeah. Mike's around.
See if you stay on push dog and stuff. Not echoing.
I'm just like turning my mic on and off.
Okay.
Don't mind that. It's just a pug in the background. We need our own room to play D&D, man. I'm telling you now.
But yeah, so Eridan guides you through where the deer led him to the ruins, and you notice the same as what Eridan did when he took his jaunt. Is that it's a lot denser now. Now that it's come to midday, you can start to feel the heat of jungle. The canopy is fully covered, and it is endless trees. Thick, chunky trees.
I do not cope well in this heat. Heat has never agreed to me. Being from the north, it's a bit colder up there.
North of the wall.
I do not know this wall you speak of, Iago.
Fourth wall?
Perhaps you could elaborate on this wall in the north, or whatever it is you were trying to say.
The furthest I've ever been to this wall is to stand on the top of it and piss off the edge of it. But I hear that
You pissed off the edge of a wall? Why would you piss off the edge of a wall? How tall was this wall?
700 foot tall.
I'm really
And you
tempted
climbed up.
I'm
Your
really
massive ass climbed up that wall.
No, of course not, you silly fool. I took the lift.
I'm really tempted
What
to
the
make
hell is a lift?
I'm really
What is
tem-
a lift?
I'm really tempted to make a wall cannon burst like a 3-foot wall, but no, it's just a really crappy wall.
Perhaps you
I'm
could
just very
show
temp-
me this wall one day, Iago.
Perhaps if you accompany me long enough on the travels, we shall go north of the wall.
Perhaps. Is there anything north of this wall?
Wildlings.
What the fuck are wildlings?
Like you, but more savage, my friend.
Oh, so they're all brilliant then.
Well, if you
And then-
count a receding hairline, then yes.
I haven't got a receding hairline. I've got long flowing locks as an elf.
Yeah.
I think you must confuse me with my great-great-grandfather. I mean, we elves, we don't age much, but I definitely do not have a receding hairline.
What's the face?
Oh, I said a great joke. When you said when you said great grandfather, she went great grandfather James. So that's where I recognize the name from.
All right, Dungeon Master, what are we doing now? We've gone to the ruins, yeah?
You're heading to the ruins. Let me just head you over to this map.
Is anyone else's map like really blurry, or is it just mine?
Yeah.
it takes a while.
It's zoomed in at the minute.
What the hell is camera doing?
Yeah, it takes time for it to load. So
I see it all.
Oh man, mine's not loaded, I think.
wait, is she on the map?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
You're not, you're not on the map.
So
You're not on my map.
My map looks completely different. Like with the token wise.
Oh.
It's really weird.
Oh, I see a red dot as well.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, wait, we've loaded another map.
I put the red thing on the wrong map.
That makes sense.
Ah, dumbass. We were looking forward to meeting some of one of Helena's characters.
Who? Sorry,
I hope you
Oh,
realise
yeah.
I'm going to do that the entire campaign now.
I hope so, because I'm going to continue it too.
Yeah,
I'll be
so you,
pretending like I know what you guys are talking about.
yeah, you
Because
start.
I don't want to leave left out of
He
the
talks,
conversation.
All he says is, "Oh."
Oh, that's gonna get old real quick.
Oh yeah,
I know
you
what
you start to get close to the ruins, and yeah, they're fairly large. They're built. Okay, they look like they weren't built particularly well. But you notice that they just stand out in the middle of the jungle. So why would they build in the middle of a jungle? So yeah, from your angle, they don't look particularly good at all.
Can we explore the ruins?
Are you heading up to the ruins?
Are you to center, James?
My character has not appeared.
Oh, okay.
Ah, he's gone.
No.
Nope,
There we are.
That's more.
It's back in the game.
do you want to explore the ruins?
Yeah, damn right. I want to explore the damn ruins.
As you get closer, you start to feel a strong sense of what you think might be magic coming from the ruins.
So I'm resistant to magic. It's fine.
And as you get within 50 feet of the actual walls themselves, you're met with a sort of a barrier.
We've got a cleric with us. Mo, could you? We seem to have hit an impasse here. I am not as magically gifted as the rest of my kin. Could you perhaps
Touch it.
cast a spell of some sort?
Touch it. Put your hands on it and feel the power.
You touching it? Who's touching it?
Touch it. If you don't touch it, I'll pick you up and make you
Do
do
it.
You can touch it if you want.
I cast a spell to break the barrier.
I don't think that's how that works.
No?
Do you have
So-
dispel magic or detect magic spells?
I just
I
thought.
detect magic. So me and Jordan have got. I think if Jordan's the same as me, he's got like resist magic or something because we're elves or rangers or something.
Yeah, that's to do if someone actually casts
No.
a magic spell on you.
I think it's just getting charmed that can't put to sleep.
Yeah, it's just,
yeah, you have advantages, so we can't be charmed, and magic can't put us to sleep. So
yeah.
no matter what happens in your job, we're not going to be knocked the fuck out. I think. Yeah.
My plan for this mystical barrier, I'm going to pick up Aditha's rapid chain and throw him through it.
Do it. Are you going to actually throw him?
Yes.
That is a contested strength check.
Is
So
that
both you roll
of
it,
us roll it and see who
both
gets
you
it
roll
higher?
it, and whoever gets it higher succeeds. That's if that is if Adithas is actually resisting.
Why would he resist when he's been utterly dominated?
I get that in writing.
Adithas, are you there?
You threw him really far.
You threw him so hard he left the game.
I disconnected. Yeah.
You were too strong.
I
You
thought
kicked
broke him with his character.
2 seconds. Well, I finished munching on this biscuit. All right. I'm gonna do an athletics check to evade Yago. And then I'm going to cast a cantrip at him called Firebolt, and that's going right up his ass. If that thing comes anywhere near me.
That thing?
I will Legolas your ass.
Who is like that?
Well, come on, then resist it.
One of my kin. One of my kin.
Resist it, otherwise you're getting thrown headfirst through the barrier. And that's how you're going to end up with a receding hairline as your character as well.
Oh, yeah, you watch it. You watch it. You ain't got no leg to stand on, you Colombian motherfucker. You and you fucking pee your belly. I'm not having it. Jacob, what can I do? I'm doing an athletics check because I'm
Right,
going to
hold
dodge
on.
the fuck out of his cunt,
Before
right?
you
And
do
then I'm
that,
fucking
hold on.
firebolting his ass.
Hold on, don't jump the gun for a second. Hold on. Yeah, so if you're
And he can run towards the cunt.
if you're evading, he makes a strength check and you make a dex saving throw.
Is that a D20?
It's a d10 plus your dexterity modifier.
Everything is
It's a
a D20
small
unless it
box
specifies
at
otherwise.
the top left. It says saving throw modifiers. You need to click the dex.
Well, I got it. Can I not roll it in real life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. Just actually add the modifier. The correct one, anyway.
Alright. 14 plus 3, so that's 17.
Oh, that's a strength save. My bad.
Wait,
It doesn't matter, it's less anyway.
hold on.
Ha! Fuck! Alright, I am casting a firebolt at that cunt's ass. They can run towards the fucking monument.
Please be aware you're in a jungle and you're casting a fire spell.
Hey, why can't I use a fire spell? Alright? If the jungle burns down, it means they're a path cleaner.
I'm doing the ruins.
You're
Just
next to
outside
the
the
barrier.
ruins. We're 50 feet outside the ruins.
None of you really actually investigated.
Alright, so I've beaten him with the dexterity saving throw. And I
Yeah,
am doing
you
a
avoid
firebolt. I'm gonna throw a fireball at him. Screw it. I'm throwing a fireball at him. I'm firebolting him. And I'm telling him, don't try again. Otherwise you'll get another one.
There's one question I'll ask you before you do anything. Maybe irrational. Are you sure you want to do that?
Just to explain what this translates as in DM speak, that means when someone goes, "Are you sure you want to do that?" It's basically being, you do that, that's a stupid decision, and you'll probably all die. And I know that because I taught him that. But you can ignore the warning. Sometimes it goes fine.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot an arrow about a foot
Oh.
in front of him.
I was just about to say, ladies and gentlemen, this campaign comes to an end on session 2 before Digby is even realised.
TPK, TPK.
Okay. So I'm not gonna firebolt the cunt's ass. I'm going to shoot an arrow a foot in front of his feet and warn him that if he tries that again, it's going in his throat.
Very well.
Good lord.
I'm chaotic good. So that's a good. I could have just
Smart.
shot him in the throat, but I didn't.
That is a smart choice, considering how you saw how he performed in the fighting ring.
I was going to say, you've got to hit me first, but yeah, go for it.
I've got proficiency, so I've got elven weapon training. All right, I am probably one of the best fighters in the world.
And Yargo would probably still deck you in 2 turns.
Anyway, so after I've done, I've shot an arrow a foot in front of him, and then I've said if he does that again, I will put it in his throat.
Very well.
Yeah.
Adithas, clearly my rash decision did not open the way for us because you weren't voluntold enough to go through the barrier head first. How do you propose that we go through?
Yes, can we roll something to sort it out?
Sorted.
I
Roll a-
I
roll an
think
investigate it if you want to, Aerodan.
What's your investigation?
I mean, you can roll it if you want anyway. Too.
No. Who's highest investigation?
Who's got the highest investigation? I've got +3.
I've got -1.
What have you? I've got. All right. So can I cast an investigation check then, please?
Yep.
Investigate around the ruins to see if there's any weakness in the barrier. Yeah, is that okay?
Go for it.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yep.
15. What was my investigation again? +3, so that's 18.
18. Yeah. So you take a small stroll around the ruins. They're a lot bigger than you thought. But from what you can tell, the barrier goes all the way around it.
Try and cross.
Right.
See if it won't hurt you.
You're going to try and cross through.
From my dealings in magic, it's not quite that simple. But as Mo is probably the most magically gifted out of all of us, I recommend she try something.
I tried to pass through the barrier.
Are you going to try and pass
I
the
don't know what
barrier?
the fuck to do here. So.
You going?
How's it touch it or something?
Wait, what?
I touch it first.
You touch it first.
Touch it first. If it throbs, it's probably not a good idea to pass there.
I mean, it's a good idea. So do you want to do it?
Yeah, I touch it first.
Okay. So as you touch it, your hand passes through without issue.
I pass through the barrier.
Okay. So as you pass through the barrier, you put both hands in first, and you don't feel anything strange on the other side. But as soon as you put your whole body through, you'd see as the ruins transform into a glorious keep. Exquisitely made.
Within an elven keep.
Exquisitely made. Finely carved stones. And definitely not a ruin.
Wakanda forever.
In which case, I will follow suit with more. And I will attempt to pass through the barrier.
Same thing happens to you, and you see the ruins transform into a keep.
I follow suit.
What the hell? I passed through as well.
Does Iago pass through?
You all pass through without issue.
Okay. Then we will proceed to the entrance to this keep.
You
Oh. We're
and you
at another
are
map.
faced with the open gate.
Okay. Jake, are these... Sorry, Dungeon Master, are these areas supposed to be blacked out?
Yeah, you'll get them revealed when you actually explore them.
Okay,
So
then
stuff
I am...
you can see in the whole map before it's actually ready.
I'll go to this one.
Yeah, I'm good at this one.
You're going to go to that one. We'll do with ancestors first.
I check the storage.
Yeah, you enter into this part of the keep. You see a spiral staircase. It's nicely lit. There's a fine carpet on the floor. It's not. It's like it's the sort of. It's the entrance to the. You sort of look to the left and the right, and you see living quarters, and then the what you presume is like the normal just study room. And yeah, you do still notice the sort of the large scale of it now that you've entered. It's really tall roofing, and you can see more detail on like the really finely carved stone.
Does the staircase go up or down?
And downwards, and then you do also feel a sense of warmth and a fine smell of very nice cooking.
Companions,
They've won my heart.
I suggest before we advance down this stairwell, which may well be the way to go, that we should uncover the other two areas on this level first.
I agree, Iago.
Agreed.
Come then, follow
Are you all
me.
going? Yeah, as you all
Before I leave, Dungeon Master, is there anything of note that I pick up with my perception in here? With my passive perception?
your passive perception not quite, but you can actually roll a perception check if you want to look at it further.
Yeah, my passive perception is 14, so that's quite high, isn't it?
It is quite high, but if you're actively sort of just taking a look around the room, you can still roll a perception check. You might get a bit more information anyway.
Perception check, right. 20, so soft 20, sorry. So 16 plus 4.
20. You see a very nice bookshelf. With
Any books of note?
any books of note? There is several books of note. It's not time to sort of list them all. It is a full bookshelf. You see The Great Adventures of the Wardens book. You see books on different monsters, different random creatures. You see a book on the Tenderland Jungle. Several.
Adithas, some advice to you would be to open the first page of each of these books of notes and see if any of your passive skills increase.
Yeah, Dungeon Master, that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with the monster manual and then move on to the jungle, the book about the jungle. I can't remember the name of it, sorry. Yeah, to see if I pick up anything of note or if any of my skills improve.
Your skills wouldn't improve with books, but maybe if you fully read a book, you might get something from it. But
I was only making a Scotland reference. I fully was not expecting any skills to improve.
no, but if you read a book on like a specific monster, you might just know that monster's weaknesses and stuff.
Yeah, so
which it makes sense. Obviously, that's what you do.
You read and you know things.
I'm going to pick the most read book.
Yeah, and there's another thing I forgot to mention as well. Is that if you think your character might know something about the book, you can roll a history check to see if your character would remember something about that book. Is it read it before or something? So say now there's a book on high elves. You might do a history check to see if you've read that book before and if you know the contents already.
No, just the monster in the jungle. I think the jungle might give us a hint as to where we are and what was the best path through the jungle. So whether there was any hidden trails or anything we could follow, and then I think the monster one might be good, as it might elaborate on what monsters we might find in this jungle or what we should be on the lookout for.
Yeah, if you're just taking a quick flick through, like if you just look at the contents page and stuff like that, you won't be able to like fully study it to get hidden trails and stuff like that. You'd have to fully study it to do that. So you'd have to like actually take it and study it for like a week or something.
How long does that take?
And
A week.
but you just taking a quick look at it. You open the monster. You'd have to take it and like sort of read it over the course of like a week or 2 weeks or something.
Okay, yeah.
But obviously this is, you presume, not your books, so yeah. So you take a look at the monster one, and you take a look at the contents page, and it just lists like several curious things, to say the least. The one that sort of stands out to you the most is a contents page on dinosaurs, but and then you take a look at another one. You take a look at another one, and it's about the history of the Tendril jungle, which
is that the jungle we're in now?
Yeah. So you find that quite curious because they said it was uncharted. So if it was uncharted, why is there history of it? If so that's a curious one.
Iago, I'm gonna sit back a while and I'm gonna read this book. Will you and Mo and Eridan go carry on exploring while I read this book? Or skim through this book?
You sit there in that nice comfy chair and you read, and we show you all the legwork.
Very well. So Dungeon Master, I'm going to speed read through this book because I'm not sitting down for a week reading a book. Because fuck that.
Yeah, you won't be able to get much from it if you just like quickly scroll through it.
I'm not going to quickly scroll through it, but I'm gonna read as much as I can, and I'm chaotic good, so I wouldn't steal the book, would I? That's more like chaotic side, isn't it?
It's more sort of chaotic, neutral or evil side.
Yeah, no. So I don't steal the book, but I'm gonna read through the book a little bit, in case I can find. Rian will. In case I can find.
Yeah. So which one are you looking for?
I'm looking at the jungle one.
Yeah, sort of the main first like few pages. You probably might only be able, in the time that they're looking around, you might only be able to get through a chapter, maybe if you're lucky. The first thing is just sort of labeling the history of the jungle and sort of placing it in context. So it is the oldest and I think only jungle in the continent. Nobody's really ever dared go in, apart from the ancient High Elves, who did have a settlement that ended up being destroyed, which they say will be talked about further in the book.
He's bringing me here with this lore. He knows I'm a lore guy, like.
Yeah, so and then it sort of briefly mentions the wardens and their sort of exploration of the jungle. They didn't map it or anything. They just walked through it on the way to a different place. But no, they don't mention anything with the wardens. But from the main first chapter, it's just about the sort of what the jungle is and sort of just random details of it.
So in that case, then, since I don't have enough time, I'm going to leave the book on the table. I'm not going to put it back in the bookshelf. I'm going to leave it on the table along with the monster manual, and I'm going to try and see if this place is inhabited. Because if it's inhabited, I would like these books as they would enable me to read.
Oh yes, the way we'll do that. They've already gone off without you, so you'll have to catch up later. So if you just do a little wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, they've already gone off without you, so you'll have to catch up later on.
Okay.
So you three, as you approach the main keep, you hear the faint whispers and sort of someone giving a talk. Yeah, and you enter into the main keep, and it's beautiful. Directly ahead of you is the food hall, with very, really bright coloured foods and various of various natures. Beautiful candle lighting. It's not quite as warm as the other one you were in, but it's still comfortable. Yeah, to the right you don't know because it's a locked door to the right and an open door to the food hall in front of you, and then to the left
I wish to go left.
you hear the again same ramblings of you don't know who.
Hoo!
Who?
Digby, would you like to introduce your character?
Oh boy, do I?
Oh, we got Digby!
Oh my god. Small little tawny owl with like yellowy ochre and brown speckles all over his feathers.
Oh god, it's Australian.
I mean, yeah. He's got a little robe on, which is a little bit too big for him because he nicked it off someone at some point. And he's got a little quarterstaff on his side, and on the other side, he's got another quarterstaff. Staff? Australian's hard, okay? He's got like little white feathers around his eyes, and he seems to be teaching right now.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Owls. Oh my god, there's a shitload of enemies to kill! Sorry.
What?
You walk into the great hall, and there's a beautiful sort of fireplace in the center with a nice carpet and loads of round tables around it. And then to the right you see a piano, curiously, and a larger table which you presume that they would eat around. And as you enter, you take note of the owl giving a lecture, and then you look to the left as all of the little owlets look at you simultaneously.
So as I was saying, Mage Armor is a very important spell for a wit. Remember what I said, guys. Hoot, 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 hoot.
Yeah, as Digby sort of tells them that, they all start hooting and looking around the room, as if they're trying to pretend to be owls.
Never mind, we're doing Accio now, but 10 points to Gryffindor.
Hoot. Hoot.
Strange owl
Right.
person.
Oi! We are owl folk, I'll have you know.
Owl folk? Apologies, I mean no disrespect. I'm here with my companions, Moore, Adithas, and Eridan.
If you guys are younglings, you know we're not allowed to tell you guys any hints about the trial, right?
We're not younglings, I'm afraid. Are you the person we seek to assist with the trial of the trees?
Alright, Digby, this is your chance. Are you guys adventurous?
You could say that, yes, but we happened upon this town. I forget the name of, but we were
How'd you get
traveling-
past the barrier?
I walked through.
Gee, thought it was better than that. No matter.
I apologize if your magical barrier was not as strong as you thought it was, but we have been sent by the priests of Mialiki and the guard commander to assist you all in potentially defense. We're not quite sure yet, but we suspect that some bandits that we killed before were here to disrupt the trial of the trees. I don't know if this means anything to you. I assume you're a professor or a lecturer of some description.
Yeah. Name's Digby. I'm in charge of this little owl folk community. This is George, Evra, Misia, and then over here we got Sarkin, and then over right at the back we've also got Scardina and Sal. These are my little owls. I teach them on how to fledge the nest. However, I'm pretty sure that George is good enough to do it. So since he has put up the barrier and he'll redo it better this time, right, George? I'm gonna come with you, if that's all right.
That's quite alright. We'd be happy to have you along. However, I don't know. Is this place defensible enough without your protection? Is there anybody else to help it out?
Oh, I'm sure George will be all right by himself. He's my right hand now, you know?
Well, I suppose in that case, if you trust him enough, then we'd be happy to have you along.
Oh boy! Okay, I'm gonna go pack my things. I need to get a couple of my books from the library, and I also need to grab a couple of clothes. As for the thing you were talking about, I don't know any. If it's the Neoliki that I read in my book, the goddess, god.
Yes.
I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm sure I'll figure it out along the way, or I've read about it somewhere. Be right back. And he's just gonna scuttle out the room and pick out all the stuff he needs.
I love that action.
Thank you. I don't know how long I can keep it up for. But I'll try.
Yeah, so Digby quickly exits without giving a description.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the library first to pick up my books.
I've just done
Alright,
that.
okay.
Want to see me do it again?
Yeah.
Whee!
So you see as this little elf scampers out of the main keep. And, all the little owlets now look even more confused. And they all
So
just
she's coming to see me.
and they all just stare at you. And Digby, as you enter the secondary hall, you see a high elf sitting at your table reading a book.
Oh! You must be.
Hello
that
to you, my
killer.
little friend.
I'm not little. I'm quite tall for an elf folk.
I've not come across many of your kind, but I've heard a great deal. My name is Adithas. Who am I speaking to?
Digby. Name's Digby. I'm in charge here. You're reading my books.
Mike Evelyn. Your books are very fascinating.
I know. That's why I read them.
Perhaps you could elaborate on some of these. Have you read this book here, The Guide to the Jungle?
Yes. I've read it several times. I've also taught it to my students. I could probably remember most of it. Why?
As me and my friends, we were trying to make it through this jungle, but it's appearing very difficult to navigate this terrain and navigate through the jungle. I'm from the north. I'm from far beyond the mountains of the north, in a little kingdom, and I've not traveled this far south.
I'll give your actual city town name now.
Yeah,
you're
so
from Ura, just under the dividing spine.
Euro, just under the dividing spine. All right. So yeah, I was just curious, and I was trying to find more information to see if it could be of any help to me and my friends. Would you care to assist us in this regard?
Of course, your big friend over in the other room seems to have allowed me to come with you. But you shouldn't read someone's books without asking them.
I'm sorry, my friend. If I'd known this place was inhabited, I wouldn't have been so impulsive as to read someone else's books.
Why would someone not be inhabiting a place that's got a magical barrier around it?
Fair point.
You've got me there. My curiosity got the better of me.
I can tell. I'm sure we're gonna get on fine, but I'm gonna need my books back.
Here they are.
Thank you. Gonna stuff them into his little bag. Gonna take a couple off the shelf. Be like, "Where's my friends are waiting? Let's go." He's just gonna scamper out the room.
Yes, if you add to your inventory Tendlin monsters and meanings.
Wait, oh, hang on, whoa, hang on. Gotta write it on me. Okay. So, oh, no. Sorry, 1 second. And edit. No!
Gotta keep an eye on what then.
Okay. What books have we got?
So you've got Tendlin, a history,
Mm-hmm.
and Tendlin's meanies and monsters.
Meanies and monsters. Sounds like Digby wrote it himself.
You might very well have.
Probably. That good? Alrighty. I'm gonna go grab a couple of rations and stuff from the kitchen and a blanket and say goodbye to the owlets, and then I'm gonna wait by the door.
Digby, before you leave, could you perhaps grab me something from the kitchens?
What do you want from the kitchens? I didn't think you elves ate mice.
If you have some biscuits, that would be very kind.
What's a biscuit?
Never mind then.
I really love Digby.
He has no common sense. You'll
When
learn
you
this.
visit my kingdom in the north, you'll see what biscuits are. It's kind of
Are we
like
going north?
it's. No. For now, we're
Ah.
going westward. We're aiming for the bottom of a lake. But me and Eridan, being the only elves, we seem to have gotten lost.
Lost? Well, where are you headed?
Well, we were told to head south towards a lake, just south of the mountains.
A lake? Oh, are you going to the trials?
Yeah, we are.
Ah, pumpkin pie? I remember when I did my trial. It was such a hectic mess.
We've discovered some grave news about someone planning to attack the younglings, or perhaps kidnap the younglings. So we're on a mission sent by the captain of the guard in order to try and protect these younglings.
Oh, the poor little fellas. I rustled so many feathers, let alone with someone trying to kidnap me. Well, I'll do my very best. I know this jungle pretty well, so I can probably help you quite easily.
Your help would be much appreciated.
Of course.
So have you met
You want
the rest of my party yet?
Yeah. I saw them back in the room when they were going through my lecture. Oh, I didn't teach them about the mage armor. Oh, it's such a staple spell as a wizard, you know. Without it, you're basically gonna be hit immediately. You're gonna burn your feathers and lose your beak.
You're an interesting character.
And yourself. I didn't know elves ate mice. I'll add that to my notes.
We don't, I'm sorry.
Oh, but I picked you out a couple of good mice.
No, thank you. We elves tend to be vegetarian.
Vegetarian? Where's the fun in that? I'm just gonna gulp one of the mice down.
Each culture has their own eating habits. Ourselves, we tend to care for the living things in the world, so we tend to be more vegetarian.
Ah,
If you
I read about
offered
you.
a few extra mice, I would be grateful if you spared one for me. I've never tried mouse, but I'm keen to try it. I don't know
Roasted, skinned, or scrambled?
I don't know why I went Russian then.
Colombian,
that.
English, Russian, Birmingham. He's fucking throwing all the accents out, isn't he?
I beg you,
I'm
please
just gonna
do not
throw
do
him
this.
I'm gonna throw him a roasted mouse, and I'm gonna say
Oh, we're gonna get
goodbye to my-
reported, are we?
I'll only be a moment. Don't worry, you little feathers. He's gonna
DJ
run in
made
to say
on
goodbye.
Yago, what you make of our new little friend?
I think he's. Hang on, I've got to stabilise my accent. The accent's fluctuating. And that nearly went redneck. Should've made my
More,
character over there so I
Eridan.
could keep that voice on forever.
More and Eridan, what you two make of our new friend, the character Digby?
I find it interesting.
I think
I think he's very knowledgeable.
Digby is, as I alluded to earlier, very much the smart member of the group, and he will be the one, probably like a guide or a pilot, to get us through these woods. I don't count much on his raw fighting ability, but potentially he mentioned that he was a wizard, so he's a wizard, Harry.
Do not discount people for the size of their for their size, because it is not the size of their muscles that matters, but the courage of their heart.
Genuinely thought you were going to say don't judge someone by the size of their beak.
You dirty bastards, all of you. Go in hell.
You come at me with such
Yeah, probably.
a comment again,
There's
Alice, and I
7 of
will
them in
throw you
D&D,
into the
it's
barrier
fun.
from here.
You can probably throw Digby pretty easily. Except Digby can fly, so
Oh,
I was about to ask, can he fly?
but he's an owl.
he's an owl.
Yeah, but
We ready to go?
again,
Do you have that mouse, Digby?
I already threw it to you. Did you put it on the floor?
I didn't see you throw it. I apologize.
You wasted a good mouse? Ah, shucks. Must be
very
round
well
here
then, my friends. We should be on our way.
Hang on, we got a roasted mouse to find. Can I look for the mouse, please?
Roll an investigation.
Got a +7 to investigation, so this could be fun. 26.
Find the mouse. Along with some very nice pebble, but
I get a pebble?
pebble.
Love a pebble. Here you go. I'll just dust it off this little bit of straw for you. He holds it out by the tail.
Thank you very much, Digby. I don't believe I can't believe I misplaced it. Gobs down the mouse in one go.
May I have a taste?
Ah, that was surprisingly tasty for a rodent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you all enjoyed your mouse. Can we get on our way, please?
Ah, vegetarian.
Alright.
Why such a rush?
We have younglings to protect.
The younglings are safe in here, behind a magical barrier at the minute.
Oh, we're not younglings. They're not ready yet. I already did my trials a couple years ago.
Very
Digby, could you elaborate on what these trials entail and what is the purpose of these trials?
I can't do that.
Why not?
I'm sworn to secrecy. As soon as I do it and I complete my whole thing, I have to never speak of it again. It's cheating. That's the point of the trials.
What's the number
Very
one
well.
of the trials?
You don't talk about the trials.
Exactly.
Exactly. A man of culture.
Come then.
Well, let's ruffle our feathers and off we go.
Let's go.
We leave the ruins.
I think we're leaving the ruins and we're out into... my map's so blurry, man. Oh. Oh, yeah, we're just outside of me.
There's that one in it.
Alright, that's the map we're looking for.
I see 2 Yagos.
I do.
I see two.
Ahaha. Oh, what?
And
Oh,
he's
I'm in my druid again. I love that spell. I did that in my last campaign loads where I was a druid and I cloned myself like 4 times in a fight.
You cast mirror image, wasn't it?
Yes, it was mirror image. And then made the bad guys hit them, and then they kept missing. And it was like, oh, I've got 5 clones that actually hit you back for like 1 damage apiece.
I presume I know where I'm going since I've lived here all my life, right?
You know exactly where you're going.
I would
Beautiful.
like to assume
Oh, yeah.
that-
Digby, do you mind taking the lead?
Let's go this way.
So you know
you were
the
in the library, but I already appointed Digby as the leader for this expedition, as he knows exactly where he is going.
Wait, I'm the leader?
You are a guide to get
And
us safely
back
to the
to the
travels
world
so that we
map.
may conduct our operation.
Oh my god. That's a lot of trust to put in a little old me.
I'm sure you can handle it fine.
I'm sure I can too. I'm just amazed that you've only just met me and you already trust me that much.
Well, such is
You're
life in the
way different than what I read about, by the way.
You read about me?
You're kind, yeah. The pictures don't do you justice. You're much bigger than you actually are.
And what did
For
you
reference, how tall is Digby?
3 foot?
So you're
Yeah.
5.5 foot smaller than me. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 foot, 4 foot, 4 foot. Well, the pictures make you look so small, and now I'm standing here in front of you. I'm looking up way further than I thought I would. You know?
I get told that a lot.
Do you? How many elf folk do you meet?
It's not just our owl folk that think I'm bigger than the pictures. Even elves, they look
I'd
at
like
me.
to learn. Do they? He's gonna turn to the other elves of the group. Oh. One of them vanishes before her eyes. His eyes.
Oh yeah, so you know the direction you need to go. You need to go sort of northeast.
Jordan's just said internet is gone.
Oh, that means everybody all gone.
They're all going out. Hold on. Ah, that gives me time to make the next thing. Oh.
And one by one they go.
Are they all gone?
Well,
Are you still here?
yeah.
I need a piece of paper.
Need a piece of paper. Here you go.
I'm sure Digby has one in the book.
I do. Already got my notebook ready. There you go. I ripped it in half. There you go.
So tell me, Digby, what kind of things did you hear about my kind?
Wait, Mike, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you.
I think I'm on
we're
your
not talking. Can you hear us?
I'm on my Wi-Fi, but I can't speak. Can you hear me?
I can hear you all.
You need to turn it up a bit though. Yeah, Jordan's still off, I think.
She's not using her mic though. She's an echo through your mic.
Yeah. If I speak, can you hear me?
You need to put the mic up to your mouth, then.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
picking you up, kind of.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, you're a lot quieter now. I'll turn up your volume. Speak again.
Can you hear me now?
Aha! There we go. Yeah, I can hear loud and clear.
Yeah, Jordan's still, so the Wi-Fi's gone down for 2 secs.
No, that's alright.
I'm getting tired now as well.
Well, I'd say you could end it here, but we basically got to fuck all again.
Welcome to D&D.
Well, we've found Digby.
I'm going to turn this
Trey?
into a clap
Yeah,
for
everyone's
D&D.
Thank you.
It is literally a crap. Well, it's not a crap because D&D, because I mean we've done stuff, but yeah, I'll get the player's handbook for next week. I'll have the player's handbook here, so I mean you can look at stuff, and we'll actually have a clue. So I'll get the lore books as well.
Are you back up here next week, are you?
Only until Thursday. So I've got Smiraz on Wednesday and Thursday,
Yeah, mate.
and then then I'm off for about a month
Swear to
till the
God, if you
27th of April.
4:30 on Monday morning, I will kill you.
It wasn't 4:30, it's 5 o'clock. To be fair, right, it wasn't my fault. I had a blowout.
Two.
Oh,
Oh, I'm back on?
Hey,
are
there
you
we go.
back? Is he back?
Yeah.
No, back.
I can't hear him unless
Can
he
you-
has push the dog on again.
Nice. None of us don't push to talk anymore. We're all on we've reduced the sound and stuff. But no, I can't hear you, Jordan.
What's everyone going to do? Because the next bit might take a while. So if you want to end it here and pick it up next session.
Right, yeah, mate.
You can do it if their internet's bugging out
Uh,
quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, our internet's bugging out quite a bit. Yeah, we can do, mate. We'll end it here, then start it again next session. What do you guys think about doing? Alright, Jacob, when are you back, actually?
12th, 13th.
Is Helena, are you coming with him?
It depends if I get a job by then or not. Because I also
If you
can't.
don't, then you
take
come in
out-
with him.
I could do. The only thing is, the dog allergy is a problem.
Take some antihistamines, you'll be fine.
Except for when I sleep, then I can't breathe.
Yes, no,
Well,
Even if the dogs are
shorter
downstairs?
stream than
Try.
normal, but
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Like, if I breathe in the furs for too much, I could try. I could just take a lot of Piriton and maybe overdose on it, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
my boss, Momo,
Not doing that.
Can't you sleep with apnea masks or something?
But if I did do that, then I could bring some
Thank you very much for watching, guys.
figurines along
I'll
and stuff.
catch you
You